Here's a brief overview of the simple machines and science stations. For the simple machine, a wedge, there is a paper airplane station. So students can make a paper airplane. I would recommend a recycling bin. Directions on how to make a plane, all the different dynamics. For the simple machine screw, there's races where you try to take the bolt off. I'm trying to rethink this station. I don't really like this station because it doesn't really address mechanical advantage. For angles, I have shooting challenges. For basketball, I place these bases out at each angle. Right now they're against the wall for the first tag game before the stations. Here are the angles laid out on the basketball court, and I put one of those bases, one of those blue bases, at the end of each angle. Over here is a station that addresses wide and narrow base of support. There's some foam blocks and cups. It gives you examples of structures with wide and narrow bases of support. This one is not set up. This is an air hockey station. So I have frisbees and deck rings, and the students play air hockey, and the science terminology behind this is friction. So we talk a lot about friction before doing this station. This station is for the simple machine incline plane. So this is a fire hose that was donated, and students stand on the platform and pull the fire hose up the ramp. They can also try to pull it up from the floor and see how much harder it is. Here are some visuals for this station. This is one of the stations for Newton's third law of motion. Students jump on the trampolines. This is a student's favorite. This addresses pulley and wheel and axle. Students sit on the scooter, and another student stands on this platform and pulls the student to the mat. I would recommend setting up 2 of these because this is a very popular station. Over here is another one that incorporates simple machines. We have incline plane and we have wheel and axle. It's just a little bowling activity. That's just an ab roller. Here's some visuals for this station. Over here addresses mechanical advantage of adding pulleys. So here are some visuals for this. Students must stand on the foam mat and pull. This one has 2 pulleys, and this one has a single pulley, and they're comparing the weight of the kettlebells, or how hard it is to pick up the kettlebells. The weight's the same. I would recommend that you have a barrier to prevent them from standing on the mat because you don't want the kettlebell to fall into little kindergartners. So there, it's very clear that they are to stand here and lower it down softly. This station is another station addressing Newton's third law of motion. When they drop the ball, the energy transfers from the ball into the beanbag, making the beanbag shoot up. Also, this is a lever or a lever station, depending on how you say it. We have balance boards, and in here are some launch boards and just different things that you can use that are levers. This is another favorite by the students. This is the Bernoulli Effect and Newton's third law of motion. This is the lift. Kind of goes in with the paper airplanes, and aircrafts need lift to work. So these are just custodial blowers, and you turn these blowers on and face them upward, and then students experiment with what types of balls float on the air. They can also use these cones as funnels to direct the air in a smaller area. I would recommend putting barriers because the balls roll everywhere. So here's an example of a ball floating on the air. Different balls react differently. Before doing the stations, I do some type of math tag activity, and this one involves fractions, and the goal is to get the larger number, and these are the visuals to help them know which fraction is larger. Each person is given a milk cap that has a fraction written on it, and if they are tagged by someone, they must trade their milk cap with that person. So in this game, everyone is it. And then when I say freeze, I assign point values based on their fraction. For example, 1/2 might be worth 3 points. This is worth 2 points. This is worth 1 point. This is worth 0 points. So every once in a while we freeze the round, and then they add their points, and at the very end they report their total points. Just for fun, it really gets the kids thinking about fractions.